morning, it's Steph at Intuitive Soul Sparks. This morning, this video will be on the longer side because there are four, count them, that I want to discuss with you this morning. They're not exactly in the current moment in terms of energy, but they are certainly upcoming and they kind of go boom, 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 boom. And I think it's worthwhile to discuss these upcoming things, not because we can change them, but again, it's always about working with the energy to make informed choices. And I think this period in between is a really good example of that, or not in between, coming up. Okay, the first date we're going to cover is June 28th. There's a few things happening on that day. First, I want to talk about Mars. Mars is moving from Taurus, where that was that like slow and steady, remember that heartbeat moment, into Gemini. And if you recall, something else is in Gemini, which is Uranus, which will be there for a very long period of time. But Uranus in Gemini is already like, making Gemini move quicker and faster. So Mars moving into Gemini, Mars, which is the planet that in your natal chart shows you how you chase your desire, how you get what you want, and in the sky definitely influences the speed or the chase at how we go about things. So when that hooks up with Uranus, it's going to get bigger because it's going to energize Uranus in general. So there will be this fast-paced mental energy that is present. And that's something I want you to keep tabs on because we'll get to that. The next thing on June 28th, and this is what I mean, it's kind of like boom, 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 boom. And this is why you need to pay attention. June 28th, Capricorn full moon. So a full moon is always at the opposite side of the sun. So Capricorn, here is where the moon will be. And Cancer, here is where the sun will be, the exact direct opposite axis at 8 degrees. Okay, so check your charts, absolutely. For 8 degrees within Capricorn and Cancer, yes, but also Libra and Aries. So on the 28th, we will still have a Cancer stellium. A stellium is made up of 3 or more planets. Okay, so we have Mercury, which is absolutely slowing down. Think of like a train coming to a stop, right? It's in that slow down, very slow. Okay, so like moving slow motion. And we still have Jupiter there, which is actually going to be conjunct in the sort of later half, so to speak, of Cancer. I think it's 26 and 28 degrees. And those two energies are going to be working together. So we have to think, again, what is Cancer? What is that energy like, right? Because that gives us a sense of how these planets are being expressed. Kind of like the flavor that's coming out. And Cancer, comfort, which I think is really easy to remember because of the 2 C's, right? Like Cancer, comfort, connection. Intuition, not as easy to remember. Sensitivity, a heightened sensitivity, so on and so forth. And a nostalgic kind of glow around our past where there was comfort. It's like looking for safety, and we tend to put on rose-colored glasses in Cancer and remember our past as being, more innocent and free and so on and so forth. So we've so far gone over Mars. Now we're still on Capricorn and Cancer in the full moon. I just wanted to emphasize the degree of energy that is within, Cancer, because there is still presently a stellium and a lot of emphasis on reflection, on, hindsight, on comfort. And then you have the Capricorn moon. Sure. Capricorn moon, let's go with it. At 8 degrees, okay? The Capricorn moon is in every way opposite of Cancer and all that energy we just discussed. Capricorn is more strategic. It's definitely less feelings oriented. It's more about the plan and the structure. And within a Capricorn moon, safety is seen as, that structure, that plan, making sure that we're taking small measured steps towards what we define as success, and so on and so forth. So in that way, you can people will describe Capricorn as ambitious. Mostly it's just all oriented to goals. So what this means is you have productivity versus rest, comfort versus work, the real world versus this nostalgic, memory-based, childhood-ish thing, and two very conflicting concepts of safety, especially because Cancer is the moon rules Cancer. So it's directly opposed to Cancer, but it's still going to be carrying the influence of Cancer as it always does. So Capricorn is more like a builder, so to speak, in that it very much adheres to tradition due to the safety that it kind of assumes around it, especially Capricorn moon. The way it's always been definitely feels safe. And for Cancer, in some ways that is true too. But what we are looking at is the things that are the things that I am building, supporting my nervous system, supporting my emotional landscape, supporting my definition of safety. And these are very important questions as a whole. So we're gonna release, this is an opportunity to release, because it's a full moon, release, right? Create that space, and so on and so forth. And it may be time to change the plan if those questions that you ask yourself don't kind of check the boxes, right? And really, again, I'll emphasize the question, reading from my notes, whether what you've built still supports the life you're trying to live. Seems simple, can be complicated. So we're gonna release measuring your work through productivity, saying yes because you're dependable, because you made that commitment, carrying responsibilities that were never yours, any guilt around rest, outdated definitions of success, and traditions that we follow because that's how it's always been and that is safe. So, we're gonna return to Jupiter now, because Jupiter is actually the third thing we want to talk about. But first and foremost, the fact that it is conjunct with Mercury that is coming to a snail's pace, it's like Jupiter is within the final degrees of Cancer. I'm just checking here in my notes to make sure. So those lessons that it has been teaching you specifically since March of 2026 when it went direct in Cancer, are really being highlighted, and yet that slowing down Mercury, I'm terrible at this, the slowing down Mercury is inevitably making it so, because Mercury is communications, technology, it's like the lessons aren't fully revealed yet. And this is something important to remember, because on the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde. So it stops. That's what retrograde means. It's no longer slowing. It's come to a snail's pace. I'm going to do a part 2.